And we are on. Oh my God. This is like when I began doing a podcast and Periel and Leo said, who do you want on? For sure, the top three was Jim Norton, who I am.
Me.
Yes. Well, you weren't in the arena yet.
Oh, right.
You guys weren't married yet. You weren't you. Yet.
Right.
You weren't you yet.
Well, I wasn't a boy still.
I knew of you. What?
I wasn't a boy still.
You weren't.
No, we just didn't know each other.
No, but you weren't. You weren't a public figure. You weren't a figure.
Right.
I'm gonna go back to my introduction. Jim Norton, a comedian that I adore, I look up to. I want to say maybe I began doing comedy before you, but I still see you as a mentor.
Thank you.
Your show on Sirius Radio that I'm always honored to be on, and just amazing. And for my audience, this is a very Jewishy audience. Gays too. We have we have goyim, gays, and theys. That's what we have. We're diversifying. I want to tell you one quick Jim Norton story, just so you understand how great his comedy is. I sat through one of his tapings of one of your shows. One of your specials. I sat next to a woman that ran a Passover program, and I was her favorite comedian to hire, and she was just sitting next to me, and she was there because one of the producers of the show was someone that always worked for her, and he was producing, so I think it was for Netflix.
Oh,
so he was
2017,
there.
Yeah.
So she sat next to me, and she obviously is always looking for clean comedians, and they were told that you were. Not that you're dirty, but it's not the type of humor for a Passover program.
Probably not, yeah.
And you were up there talking, full Jim Norton, and she just said to me, she goes, obviously I can never use him, but he's so clever. even though it's material that it's risky but it's so clever the way he presents it. And that's just so you understand that Jim Norton is absolutely a comedian that is just, will go down in history as one of the best comedians we've had.
Well, you're very sweet.
And then you popped into we met you in Montreal. Do you remember that?
I do.
Remember that?
Yes.
You were in hiding.
Yes.
You were it was very Schindler's List. You were
very
in hiding.
I said she has big hands. They're good for the munitions.
You guys were the first couple we met. Well, at least here in the U.S., we were the first couple that we ever went to your house, to your place.
Yes.
And we had dinner.
Yeah, I remember the first time. It was so long ago. What was that in Montreal? What was that Montreal time we met you?
We were at the Queen Elizabeth Hotel.
Yeah, but when was it?
2020.
Wait, it was before. It was 2019.
20?
We got back in 2019, so it was 2019.
Wow. Can't believe it.
Yeah.
You guys look just the same.
No, I remember walking out, and you look hotter for sure.
You.
But I remember walking out, and I go, Leo.
Well, you look hotter too. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, bomb.
She does get
I
more
appreciate
attractive
that.
with age. It really is bizarre. Nikki gets hotter with age. Most people you look at like, wow, 10 years ago, but you look better as you get older.
That's very sweet of you. Thank you very much.
I don't know if you remember this, but I remember talking to you at the Cellar when she was, I think you were still in Europe maybe, and you were telling me that you met this beautiful girl and you were so in love with her, and it was like this whole dramatic story. That was so long ago. That might
have been 2017.
Yeah.
We were talking then, and then we had broken up for a while and got back in 2019. We broke up in 2018, got back in 2019.
I remember I helped Jim Norton decorate his apartment.
Yes.
He has a beautiful apartment.
Can you do it again?
It could have been worse.
Wait, and the main thing was these Black Sabbath posters.
Yes.
And I had no idea, and I kept looking at these Black Sabbath posters, and I go, do you know that they're not the same people in every poster? I had no idea. It's like different people, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, it changes. Different groups. I had different groups.
As one ODs, they replaced them.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But the apartment was amazing, and it was just so. I remember he didn't call and say, "Can you help me decorate?" He says, "Hey Modi, where can I find track lighting?" I said, "In 1980." That's where you can find. What do you need? And then we got there, and I was like blown away.
But
and
your apartment's sick.
Your apartment's sick. And at first you were like kind of like hiding that too. Like my audience doesn't fit what my audience thinks I should be living in and all that.
Well,
but
I never want to seem like I'm like, you know what I mean? Like when people who like you, you never want to show off things. Like it just, I don't think they would care. But you never want people to think that you are trying to relatable. You just don't want to think like show off to people. Like I don't know. I've always been weird with that. Like I'm not ashamed of it, and I don't think like I work hard for it. I've earned it, so I don't feel guilty about it.
But then doesn't it feel good to like have that pay off a little bit? I'm not saying to brag about it, but like maybe not put up all those kiss posters because it's way worse now than what it was then.
No,
it's
but
terrible.
the framing of the whole thing, we had to work the framing of this. It could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Yeah, the kiss posters.
It's really bad right
now. But
now.
I got that big runner rug.
I love that rug.
Right, just so to no one that doesn't want to look at those posters to have
Thank
something
you.
nice to look at, something organic and something like
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
This is awful.
And then you had a big flood, and then you had oh my God.
I had 2 floods.
Wow.
2 floods, and the floors replaced twice. But again, insurance covered it, and they just dug it up and they replaced. We had the living room floors replaced.
Wow.
Because those windows were an issue, and now it's all good and fixed.
It's and now there's a feature in there that's I mean, look at this.
There's a new
Thank you
amenity.
so much.
And you look, not for nothing, like you're not organized. Like your stuff is everywhere.
Yep.
Is it everywhere?
Yes.
You really are a lady.
But that's because Jim, it's not easy to decorate in the house. It's very messy right now because Jim is a hoarder.
No,
And
hold on.
there's
You said your
gadgets.
stuff's all over the place. How do I get
No,
Yeah,
but
how
that's
are
just
you-
like makeup and pretty stuff. Like at least it's pretty. It's not
open
just like
suitcases with pink flying out of it is not. He doesn't hoard. He has baseballs with people's signatures on
collecting?
them.
There's a difference.
It's a difference between collecting and.
there has to be a lot of changes in order for me to feel like I'm at home. And I'm going to start. I actually talked about it before leaving that I'm going to go back home after this podcast and completely OCD organize. So I'm going to start
We have
moving
it on
all your
record
stuff.
now.
But the bedroom is yours. Like whatever you want to do in the bedroom, she can do.
That's
Like
fine, yeah.
she can decorate that any way she wants. In the kitchen, she can like. So that,
And the kitchen.
In the kitchen,
You can have the
it's a
kitchen
counter with
where the
a
ladies
Sub-Zero.
belong.
Yes.
It's a Sub-Zero with 3 cabinets and a thing. The kitchen.
I guess I should rephrase it. We have a wall between the living room and kitchen run into each other, so it's like one room, and there is a wall there which I've been dying to hang a kiss poster on.
Oh my God.
But it's hers. So
He has a Toto toilet.
I know the toilet he has, but we backtrack a little bit here. When you have a view that he has, it's these 2 massive windows. You don't hang a picture in the middle.
Especially not that one.
Not, anyone.
Kiss.
But you had Ozzy Osbourne there.
No, but now I have. It's a movie vibe now. I have a Woody Allen signed poster. I have a Richard Pryor.
2 Pryors you have that are.
Oh yeah, those are on the one wall. But I
gorgeous.
have a poster from the movie theater. It was like Film Live when he was advertising the 1979 concert, which made me want to do comedy. That's why I do comedy.
Right,
That
right.
sounds really cool. I'm sorry to tell you.
No, I know.
But in the middle, the window, the way area he's talking about, you would not be happy.
There's only
It's Kiss Meets the Phantom.
It's this.
Oh, my.
It's not necessary.
I'll show it
It's
to you.
just these beautiful views. You walk in and you make
It's a
that turn.
cityscape view. It's
It's a
beautiful.
cityscape view of all of downtown and like Brooklyn and like whoa, and in the middle is some Kiss thing.
Do you remember that also picture? How pretty he looked in it? Like it was almost gay vibes. It was weird because it was like him
Yeah.
posing all handsome when he was 25.
Yeah, it was 1973.
Weird.
But do you know how I know that Richard Pryor is the reason you're a comedian? I don't know if you remember. We took a class together.
With Bob Krakauer?
Yeah, that's right. Me, you, and Rich Voss. Me, Jim Norton, Rich Voss, and the rest of the kids all got
acting
in
class?
an acting class because the rest of the kids were all from Juilliard.
Oh.
And it was us 3. Bob Krakauer loved comedians, and he loved us. So imagine all of these kids that went to Yale Drama, and now they're getting their MFA in Juilliard, and me, Rich Voss, and Jim Norton.
Yeah.
And we're sitting there, and they're like, "Okay, so let me hear a monologue." And they had a Shakespeare monologue, they had a comedy monologue, and some other kind of monologue. And it goes to Rich Voss, "Why don't you go do a monologue?" And Rich went up and did his act. He goes, "It's good to be here." I have a car, so you have to repeat. I have a car. Whatever his line was with the car, that was.
It's not a monologue. It's a monotonous.
But you one of the things you did was about an autograph you had from Richard Pryor when he already had
MS. Yeah.
MS
At the Comedy Store.
Yeah. So you talked about that. I remember it was a very touching moment.
Yeah. He was very sick, and I had only met him like once or twice, and he couldn't sign anything. But I asked him to sign I used to collect autographs on my business cards. Like, it was personal and it felt like legit. So I asked him, he signed 2 things. He's like, no more. And I said to the woman he was with, I'm like, I'll never have this chance again. And she's like, Rich, I'm a comedian. She's like, Richard. And then he signed it for me. But I wish I had done a picture back then. I didn't do pictures back then, but I wish I had.
Yeah, everyone just wants a picture now.
Right. And we had a picture moment too. You and I were shopping for sofas, or as you would call them, couches.
Yes, a couch.
And we were in a store with Seal. Remember Seal?
Yeah, was he with Heidi Klum or was it just him?
No, it was. I caught Heidi, and he goes, "Never mind Heidi, that's Seal." Yeah. And it was.
They were furniture shopping.
Yeah. No, they were furniture shopping, and Jim had a coffee, and you can't walk in the store to go to the store. He left the coffee there, and their dog was sniffing it, and she was, "I'm so sorry," and Jim said, I'm more afraid for the dog. Jim is so fat. Jim is from that comedy school, like him, Rich Voss. They're so fast. Like, I would have gotten that, but it would I didn't need a minute to put something together there. And that's it.
But then again, you have 3 sold out shows at the Beacon, and I've got 25 tickets sold in Stroudsburg. So I would say win Modi. Whatever skill you have is the skill we need.
I have which is our next topic. Our soulmates. The reason I have shows at the Beacon is because I have Leo, and he organized everything in my life with an agent. With there's a guy taking pictures of us here now to make the episode, the podcast, a bigger thing.
Sure.
And so
sweet.
it's.
Are you kind of like Ozzy and Sharon in a way?
Who?
Like Ozzy and Sharon?
Ozzy
Osbourne and Sharon.
Yeah.
His manager, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
If I'm like this.
No, but you guys are you're a comedy couple now. It's a new phenomenon. You're not just. I'm not just me anymore. It's me and Leo, and Leo's been opening the shows.
Mm-hmm.
No, I intro the shows.
Really?
I
With
do
comedy?
housekeeping.
No, it's housekeeping
announcements.
But he gets lines in there.
I love
And
that.
It's like literally, it's first of all, it's when I grew up and my mom used to take me to shows. My mom used to always take me, like, whenever Israeli performers came to America, they would always have like the producer of the show come out, thank the audience for buying tickets, and let them know what else is coming.
Yeah.
It was a polite thing.
Yeah.
The producer of the show thanks the audience. Leo produces these shows.
Wow.
This Beacon shows is a Leo production. He organized it with not Live Nation. What's it called?
AEG.
I think it's Madison.
That's
Square
pretty
Drive.
amazing because it's not like you
and our
went to
agent
school.
with UTA, but he's producing it. So you go and thank the audience for buying tickets, and they love looking at him. And
Of
all
I
the
say thank you for
course.
buying tickets because I like to buy stuff.
You're one of the most
Period.
handsome men I've ever seen.
Well,
It's true.
With the
hear
exception
that,
of your
America?
husband.
young men. So he's a part of it, and people now follow him, and they follow me, and they follow him to find out where I am, because I don't post like, "Hi, I'm in Connecticut," you know. But they look at, oh, they're in Connecticut, and it's like a fun thing, and you guys are just are the wow. You saw that right away.
People, I'll do meet and greets after, like paid meet and greets, and most times there's a lot of them asking for her too. They're like, "Is she here? Is Nikki here?" Like they want to take pictures with, and when she is there, I've brought her out, and then most of them want to take photos with her too. So it's really
Same.
good. Yeah.
Same.
You guys
So
keep
sweet.
charging extra for
Yeah.
that.
No,
I love.
so
Yes, I should start doing that. $20.
that's it.
Charge more.
Well, 50. Well, it's 75 for Cameo.
75. I'm up to 100. What am I now? 100, 120, 150.
Wow.
One thing that
Do
makes
you do cameos on your own?
Yes.
You have your own cameo.
Yes, I've gotten 7 Cameo requests.
wow, that's a
That's
lot.
great. Well,
In
maybe
the
after
last
this,
year.
more.
Ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
you.
what's the name on Cameo?
Miss Nikki Norton, I think.
MS Nikki Norton,
It's
yeah,
very
We're
nice.
We're gonna put a link in the description. of
We're
the
putting a
episode. I'm
link
gonna
into this-
to your
into
Cameo
this.
profile.
Yes.
Where's
Good
Nikki Norton? It might just be Nikki Norton. I don't know. It's one of them.
I don't remember.
Good for you. Do you enjoy doing cameos? Do you or no?
Sometimes. Not
What
really.
are they requesting? What are they requesting?
Like just to talk and read a message. You know, I get very
you gotta make it
embarrassed.
your own.
No,
You
but you
can't
know what?
destroy
Like,
the
I was
message.
naked my whole life on camera, and now that I'm doing this, like, now that I'm actually being me, it feels like I'm stripped more than being naked. It's weird, and I don't enjoy it. Like 50% of, I would say 75% of the time, I don't enjoy it. I get nervous. I get hot flashes. I have social anxiety.
Are you
I
nervous
don't.
right now?
A little bit. Oh, yeah, of course. Shaky. Always when I do a podcast. I have to pee. I'm shaky.
have to pee.
I'm nervous. I mean, every single podcast I've done, I'm like, I'm going to piss my fucking pants. I don't know why that is,
You
but
can always just go.
You look so
But I do go.
You look so at ease.
but I'm really not. And it's really hard. It's
How about
tough.
the Canada stuff when you guys are on planes?
Mm?
When you're on a plane and you're just like, and he sticks his tongue in your ear or something. Are you nervous on that, or is that just too spontaneous to be nervous on?
What's
on
that?
the Instagram and stuff, on those videos that we make, like just the quick ones you.
Oh no, but that's easy because
love
then I
those.
have if I have the control of the camera, it's different. But if I'm
okay.
in a setting where I don't have control of what I'm doing, because when I did what I did, my camera was here and I was literally my own producer.
Right.
It wasn't it was a webcam. You know,
Uh-huh.
so you can put it whenever, and from a good angle, you know, like Barbara Streisand had to adjust the whole angle and everything she did. I don't want to be like that, but you know, I
Yes, you
feel.
do.
No, if there is a good angle, I'm just like, thank God the camera's working. But
I'm very nervous when I do things.
okay, well you don't seem it, so good
Thank
for
you.
Good for you.
It's a new life, and
That was one of the questions. Was that did you always want to be public or
No.
Right.
I honestly didn't want to be public. And a lot of people think that I'm using Jim as a stepping stone, and it's annoying because I kind of felt like I had to be public because he's a public person. So
Sure.
if it would be hard for him to be a comedian talking about me on stage
Yeah.
and not including me in his
People are
life.
idiots. You can't.
Well,
And I do have fun being public too. Like it is fun.
I wanted it to be where people because people are gonna say what they're gonna say, but it's like now there's a visual record of us,
Right.
Yeah.
So we've told you things and showed you things. You're not just speculating and then we're
Right.
rebounding and responding to your speculation.
I don't like to be funny all the time. I feel like it desexifies me and it makes me uncomfortable. That's why I show my body a lot, because it alleviates my gender dysphoria. I feel more feminine when I show my body because my face is masculine. No, it's okay. No, but my body is more feminine than my face. It's okay.
I think you're
Wow.
very feminine.
I think you're very
Thank you.
feminine.
You're very
yes.
beautiful.
very
Beautiful
Thanks
and you're
so much,
fabulous and you're
Pryor.
hysterical without even trying.
And one of
Thank
the
you.
funniest things that, literally, because you pop up on my Instagram all the time, that makes me laugh every single time,
Really?
where it says in your bio, married to @Jim Norton, not as many laughs as I hoped for.
I didn't see that.
Wait, I want to talk to you. You're really into Norwegian heavy metal music.
I
and,
do love
Norwegian
black metal. I actually put a song on my Instagram, and I got a warning for being associated to a dangerous organization.
Really?
Yeah,
They
but
mean Jim?
I didn't know that he was really like a Nazi. I didn't know that it was legit. I don't know that much about the lore. I just like the music.
Just like the music, but you can choose it on
It's
Instagram.
kind of scary music.
It was
Nikki.
like you can choose it. and then
Yes,
they
but
say that's
I like
anti-Semitic.
everything
You choose it.
musically.
Oh, wow.
Black metal. I like everything.
You also like some hyper techno.
I love techno. 90s
I love
trance and
techno.
techno is my
Yeah.
favorite.
I love techno.
I love it.
Oh my God.
I'm an old head when it comes to that. I love old
Oh
music. I show my friends my music, and they
God.
show me I don't know, something else from now. I don't even
You're not
listen
a
to
techno guy.
No, but I don't hate it though. I listen to a lot of it. I'm like, that's good. Like I know it's good. I wouldn't
Thanks.
download it or buy it, but I hear it. I'm like, yeah.
Have you ventured into the techno world of Brooklyn, the basement?
Oh, Nikki.
Nikki.
What's that?
Oh wow.
We have to
There
take
are.
you to
We have to take you
basement.
out.
I don't think Jim would like
Put
me at the
you'll
club.
put Jim to bed at 8:30
We'll-
after his last
Like an old demented
We'll put
man.
his CPAP
Yeah,
machine
no, he'll be
on.
so happy he's not there. He'll be so happy. Put a CPAC, whatever his Top Gun
Put a
look,
bag.
and we'll go out. There's places in Brooklyn with amazing techno.
I would love that.
Oh my God! And it's an Uber ride away, an Uber ride home. There's
love
no, you're in the middle of nowhere, and love.
I love that.
Really great places.
I've never been to a club ever.
You'll come.
In New York, at
In New
least.
York?
No, never. In the
The
U.S.,
best,
never.
the best of the best come through here. Obviously, it's New York, Brooklyn,
Yes.
Williamsburg, the Knockdown Center.
Yeah, I haven't been to any scene.
No,
ever.
Honey Dijon, nothing. You haven't gone out dancing, any of that stuff.
He doesn't let you out of the house?
Well, yeah,
She
but
can go do what she wants, but like I don't like clubs like that.
He's
You're
not
a big-
gonna go.
you're not a big
He's
club
not
person.
gonna go there. He's not gonna.
I would dance. I would dance to techno all night.
Would you?
No.
It's so good. Oh
But
my
are you
god.
making music too? Are you like?
sometimes
saw
I
you
have
dabbling
50 listeners on Spotify, and that's okay.
That's something. But
Thank
you're,
you.
So what are you producing? Like
I like
techno
to
stuff,
rap in
right?
Norwegian.
Interesting.
How-
So where are you
how-
from in
Listen to
Norway?
Yeah,
Like, give
tell
us a
us.
little
Give
bit
us
more
Norway.
context.
What's
2
Norway?
hours away from Oslo, the capital.
Yeah.
So it's basically like if Oslo is here, you go down. It's the deeper woods of Norway.
Okay.
And my family is from even further deeper in the woods.
Okay.
So I would call it beyond hillbilly. But it's not like broke hillbilly. It's beautiful. The fjords. I'm very proud to be Norwegian,
Good
and
for
I
you.
feel like
Yeah,
I
it
have a
comes
hard
across.
time integrating to America because I'll always be Norwegian. I'm gonna die in Norway. I do believe that.
For a hot minute, there was an airline called Norwegian Air.
Isn't it still in existence?
Is this still around?
The cheap one.
It was cheap. It
red
looked
planes?
Probably
Are they red?
terrible.
It's a white plane with a red head.
That's what I'm thinking.
It looked like somebody pulled
Norwegian,
back
yes.
a uncircumcised penis. That's what it looked like. That's what it looked like. But you could fly for $800
Yeah.
to Oslo and connect there to anywhere in Europe for $800 in business.
Sure.
And
Oh.
it didn't go all the way back, but it went back enough.
It was comfortable.
It was
We
comfortable.
only took that like twice.
We took it like twice. No, a little more. A little. We took it like, and it had a London flight anyway. But
Yeah.
we were in Oslo a
Thanks
few
for that.
times.
Yeah.
But
the hardest part for me to move is that I don't speak Norwegian anymore, and I know that my English is good and everything, but I feel like if I make friends, it's not real because it's not my language. I don't connect.
you don't
I
speak
know.
Norwegian?
No, I do,
Yeah.
but I'm not
You're saying you
anymore.
don't
I
have
don't
any-
have any friends anymore. I don't have any Norwegian friends
We
anymore.
have to get you some Norwegian friends. You
Or
must
just
know
keep making-
Daniel.
Daniel Simonson, yeah, we want to have him on the podcast at one point.
He is
I love him.
Yeah.
the
I
best.
met him once.
Oh my
He's
God.
amazing.
He is one of my favorite.
I'm
He's such
fascinated by his act. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I love
how,
him.
What?
He's
This-
first of all, he's
it's
one of
so
the
funny.
sweetest people in the world, and
Yes.
I think he's like one of the most brilliant
Yeah, he's great.
comics.
We don't know him. Like I don't know him well. I know him. I think he's really funny, but I don't know him well.
It's a character type of a thing. But with the accent, with the whole thing on the problem with the accent, he's
Not-
gets huge laughs.
It's
It's a chance when you go up there as a
it's not
character.
that much of a character.
It's him.
Yeah, it's
It's
Daniel.
him,
I
yeah.
mean, he's
Yeah.
much more shy in
Yeah.
real life. Like he's.
Yeah.
I mean, I know him quite well, so like with me, it's not like that. But it's a very. He's much more outgoing on stage than
Yeah.
he is in real life.
Wow.
I love
okay.
him.
Yeah, me
So
too.
you're from
I adore
outside
him.
of Oslo.
And how insane to wind up in New York
Yeah,
City.
like
Crazy.
what's more of like? Tell us the timeline a little bit more.
Well, I talked to Jim when I was in my Norwegian apartment, and I asked him, how much does your apartment cost?
That's the first thing she said to me. Like we were talking,
She's
and I just watched
So
her.
you're also Jewish. So you're also a little
I love
Jewish.
Jewish people.
Yeah.
I've actually in Norway, I didn't even know what a yarmulke was until I moved to
I have one for you here. We'll give
Really?
you. I'll give you one. Yes.
Oh my God, and I love the Jewish people because I didn't even know what a Jewish person was until I came to. I never seen one. Orthodox, never. Didn't even know what that. They didn't teach me that in school.
And then there was that evening in Montreal when you met me.
yeah.
And it was a
crash
It was
course.
a big crash course.
Okay, so you guys met online and you were talking. You were in your apartment in Norway.
Yes, and
I booked gigs to meet her. We talked for like 7 months. She couldn't get in the U.S.
and
remember
I
all
smoked
this.
weed in Norway when I was 18, so I had a really hard time. 5 years took me. You know,
because of a ticket for pot.
I
It was a
needed
ticket.
I needed a
remember
waiver
you
for a
told me that.
federal conviction. It's crazy.
It's insane.
But Canada didn't have a problem with it. I didn't enjoy living in Canada. I've never felt more empty in my life.
I remember you had nothing to do there. There was no
Nothing.
job. It was just, oh, God.
I was there for like almost 3 years.
Yeah.
No, it was. You got there. Yeah,
It was 3 years.
two,
Yeah.
about two. A little over.
I was probably I do look back at that and good times and whatever, but honestly, that was just empty. Like, you know.
And 20 years from now, it's gonna seem like it was a day.
Yeah.
It was a day.
But it's weird because from the age I've been 21 until now, 27, it's like life has been a little stagnant. I know that sounds weird for me to say that doing all these things with Jim, but my personal life has been very stagnant. I don't do that much.
Okay, well, you make it seem like you're as busy as they can be, which is very good. Did you lose fans?
Yeah. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't care. I knew it was coming. I don't give a shit. Like if they think I'm not funny anymore, that's fine. But I like my act. I think the material is good. Like I'm not mailing it in as a stand-up. Like I think so. I feel like I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
But if they don't like me for my personal life, I don't give a shit.
You don't want those people at your show anyway.
You don't want them.
That's bad energy.
Yeah,
I read all comments, and sometimes I feel like I'm dragging his career down.
No, I don't care at all.
No.
People have sent me these messages too. I've gotten crazy messages from people saying that, like, you know, I'm sending Modi to hell and like all this crazy
You're just
stuff.
A lot of
idiots.
people think I'm going to kill him.
Oh, really?
Viking attack. Battle axe. Bald head.
Yeah,
That
they do.
wouldn't
Some of them are pissed off at it, but I don't give.
But what you said earlier about, you know, doing things together and there being like a visual record and it's not just something you're speculating now on. That's like something that we tried to do in terms of just like taking control of the narrative a little bit. So like when that Variety piece came out where like Modi like officially came out, even though he'd been out for years and we'd been together for years, but like it wasn't on paper. There wasn't like a record of it. And it was us telling our story instead of someone being like, guess what I heard? What is this?
Right.
Yeah,
And,
or
like,
speculating about what the motives were or
It's
how
kind
you
of like
met.
how we felt too.
Yeah.
That's how we felt too.
yeah.
But you know, all the comedians always knew I was gay.
Yes,
it
of
wasn't
course.
like I was hiding. I just didn't talk about it on stage.
Yeah,
I
yeah. we
didn't
all
talk
know.
about dating girls. I just talked. That wasn't the act. It wasn't a dating type of an act.
It's just interesting when you're so public, like people think that like you owe them some explanation about your personal life, right? Which is insane because
Well, you've talked about that, how comedy has evolved from two guys walk into a bar to, why don't you say it again?
No, comedy went from two guys walk into a bar, one says this and that. Then it had become I walked into a bar and this and that. Then it's me and my wife and my 3 kids who they need to know that. It's a part of the act.
You think comedy has become more personal?
It's much more personalized. And then it's like, listen, when someone says there's an amazing restaurant I want you to go to with me, first thing you do, look at the Instagram. Who's the chef? What are the dishes? Let's go see Jim Norton. Jim Norton. Who's Jim Norton? Boom, 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 boom.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
that's the most common response. Especially if you're asking an HBO or Netflix.
So they want to know who the comedian is and who he's married to and what they're doing. It's a part of the brand.
Yeah, and it's also I don't mind them like wanting to know my personal business because I've talked about it on the radio for so many years.
Yeah.
So they kind of come to expect like you're gonna let them know what's going on. It's a very personal relationship.
They
hours
know
a day.
which sinus is more open than the other one is.
Can I tell you something? So your show on Sirius XM, Jim and Sam.
Yeah.
Your fans or the listeners, I don't know if I should call them fans. Every time Modi's on the show, which we're very appreciative for, and they're very helpful.
Very helpful.
The Twitter is just blowing up of just like vile,
Oh, it's not
mean
positive? Oh.
people. No, it's always just like these two shitbags, and they glad they decided to come to the studio today. They're not on vacation anymore. I guess you guys like sometimes take a break for a little bit.
God forbid.
And it's like every time Modi's on, I get tagged in all these crazy. What is that fan base?
But,
What are those
but when
listeners?
we addressed them, one time we addressed them on the air, and the guy wrote back, "Sorry, I was just kidding."
Yeah,
A lot of them, there are hateful ones, but a lot of them are just being funny. Like
they think,
from the Opie and Anthony days, the humor was barbaric and it
Yeah.
was mean.
Mean.
But we loved each other. We would say horrible shit to each other, like to Voss.
Fans are terrible.
They are.
They're awful.
But a lot of them really are just being funny in their own way, and they're
Right.
communicating in a way that they hear us communicating with
Right.
each
Right.
other.
Right.
It doesn't always translate through text when you're an anonymous person. Like, I know the guys I'm making fun of or I'm saying it.
But a lot of
still,
his
they're
fans
trying to be funny. Most
are
of them.
kind of this community online that I feel like sometimes they do riff, but they're always toxic, completely all the time, 24/7. they tell me terrible things.
I also know it's a lot of it's bullshit too. Like when you never say anything.
No, but like if they tell me
Right.
that I should die, that's not a joke.
No. A lot of them. I mean,
It could be a joke, but it's
it
not.
could be, or it could be meant. Some of them mean it, and some of them are kidding.
A lot of what they say is not jokes all the time. I'm not stupid.
No, but a lot of them do. I'm not even defending it, but I'm just realistically having dealt with them for all these years.
I feel like it's the worst corner of the internet. These people.
I feel like they're
Oh,
also
there's much
trying
worse.
to
There's much
emulate.
worse.
They're trying to like emulate
Yes.
the humor.
Yeah.
in a way, yeah.
Like
trying-
the way that they see you guys interacting, they're trying to do that too. The difference is that they're not funny.
But that's hard when you're seeing it as the lens of the partner.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Like from
And you all-
Nikki's shoes.
So when Leo sat at the comics table at the Comedy Cellar, and he sees how comics go at it with each other,
Yeah.
he explained to me, you can't do that with other people.
Right.
Comedians have their own way to communicate. I'll never forget one time someone came in, I forgot who it was, a younger comedian came to the table and showed everybody, oh, look, I'm in this article in GQ. And Jim said, oh, can I see that? Took it and ripped the entire magazine. And I was like, you can't do that in real life.
No.
In real life, you can't, oh, let me see that, and rip the whole thing.
I bought Rich Voss's first CD. The first CD he sold was $10, and he handed it to me. And
Yep.
I'm like, I want to pay you for it, and I paid him. And then I stepped on it and broke it on the floor.
Smashed
And
it.
my
It's you guys
fondest
have
memory.
a unique way of showing love.
Yeah. It's but you can't communicate like that with. So your fans think that they can communicate like that.
You can't tell. Sometimes she's right though. They are being hateful, but there are a lot more times that they're kidding, but you can't tell they're kidding. But like if you hear me and Keith Robinson talk, like, shut up.
Yeah.
You can't hear that we're kidding.
Well, I don't
Right.
mean just the Jim and Sam people. I mean like the O&A people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They're really,
O&A's Opie and Anthony for this is a different audience.
Some of them are very funny too. Like there's some I've read shit
I
about
laugh
myself.
a lot. Me too. I laugh out loud sometimes.
We've
It's
seen pictures of
crazy.
ourselves that were so.
Because you're roasty type. It's a roasty type of.
Yeah.
It's a roasty type of a thing.
But they've done a few pictures of me and her, which were not at all complimentary.
Where
And they-
he was pregnant and I'm holding around him.
Like AI pictures?
No, it was just a guy who
Like a
drew it.
drawing.
And it was meant to make us look rather bad. Mission accomplished. We really laughed, though. I mean, she showed it. We laughed. I mean, you can't not laugh at something if it's funny.
Yeah.
And even if it's mean. I like mean jokes.
I always appreciate mean jokes if it's a joke.
So what's some of like the logistics of having like your serious show? Like how often do you and Sam?
Monday through Thursday, 8 to 11. October was the 20-year anniversary of me being there.
20 years.
Yeah, with Opie and Anthony, and then just with Opie, and then with Sam. And before that, I did broadcasting in 2000, 2001, and 2 until we got fired. So from 2000 until now, with a 2-year break from when I did Tough Crowd. But yeah, I'm kind of like podcast seems like a better idea at this point, just because it's so much less work, like to do 1 or 2 hours a week instead of 12 hours a week. It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
I'm fascinated whenever we've done your show or other shows in that building, and there's so many things happening in there, and like obviously Sirius XM is such a huge platform, but it seems like it's like evolving also, and like you guys are there so much.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, Opie and Anthony, at one point we were on from 6 a.m. to 11, and it was 5 days a week. So it was 25 hours a week you were on the air. It was a lot of talking. And you just, after a while, you're like, what else do I have to
burnt
say?
out.
You're burnt
Right.
out. Like, they know everything there is to know about me.
But it's done well. Listen, your producer back there is popping up whatever needs to pop up on
Yeah.
the screen,
Yeah.
and then you pop a line.
You've been on the show.
And Sam, you've been on the.
Not Jim and Sam, no.
Oh, I thought I saw you on.
Sirius XM stopped filming at all. We have cameras and they don't use them. So I didn't want to bring her on and just not film it. And it almost seems too personal because it's my show. And just,
Right.
I don't know. I mean, we did a lot of podcasts and we just didn't do much.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you guys to get a TV show.
It's
We hopefully, I mean, we do have something that we're working on. Again, what will happen with it, we don't know, but there's a process starting, so we'll see.
I feel like this is like a great American love story. I really do.
it is.
Jim is the sweetest man in my life.
Aww.
I know that even if I were to divorce Jim,
I mean, it's always something awful.
Even if I were to put a hatchet in his skull.
It's never a beginning, middle, and end that's nice. It's always like, I
I'm
love
very
Jim.
self-reflected, and I feel like even if I did, I would never ever meet a nicer man than Jim, and that's just the truth.
He's one of the nicest
He's-
people on earth. I
Absolutely.
can't
Yes.
explain it to you. We did it one time. We did a show we were judges at the comic strip.
Oh,
yeah.
Was that Richie?
Me, you, Richie Tenkin,
Yep.
and two other comedians. And
Patrice did it, but I don't know if he did it with us.
Patrice did it too. He was the best part of the whole show. But it was these young comics came on, and we would judge them. And we would just take it. He would never take a shot at the comedian. He would always make it a self-deprecation type of thing. It was a very amazing thing to watch. Like, he would tell, your act stinks. He'd be like, when I was younger, here's what I would do wrong. And it was very, very nice the way, for someone who's like a roasty type comedian who didn't just take the obvious open shot. Do you remember that show?
I remember doing that. I even when I do Kill Tony, which is just, it's a great show because he has all these young comics come on. And Tony lets them do a minute, and sometimes they're really good to him. Sometimes they make fun of him.
Yeah.
But I always feel guilty shitting on a new comic, almost like, because like I know that that's a really vulnerable position, and it's like,
You just remember being that person?
yeah, and it would hurt me. Some of them are probably much tougher than I was, but I never like to hit newer comics. Like
I
I'd
don't
rather
understand
say
that whole phenomenon of Kill Tony. It's just, it's so big, right? They're in arenas.
huge,
He did the Garden 2 nights in a row. Wow. I mean, sold it out both nights.
Wow.
I think what it is, it's a well-produced show, and Tony is lightning fast. Like, if you ever watch Hinchcliffe, like, he's really fucking quick, like razor fast. So I think he keeps the show moving. He never seems nervous. He talks in the same tone no matter how big the venue. So I think people
He's pleasant to look at.
I guess so,
He's
yeah.
an attractive.
Yes.
It's not too attractive. It's just that. No, you can't. When you can't be gorgeous when you do comedy, it just is. It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good. You have to be somewhat attractive that it's easy to look at, but not stunning. Because then, like, why is this stunning person doing comedy?
He's handsome with like a touch of Anthony Perkins. Like, he has a little bit of fucking kill a girl in the shower vibe. But he's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
And the comedians, some of them are really funny. And it's just a well organized show. There's a band. It's got like that old school feel to it. And he built, I mean, it's been on for like 10 years now. I mean, I did it at the Comedy Store many, many years ago. So he's been at it a long time, and it finally just started catching on and catching. And it's funny. Like people love it.
No, bless his heart. Great. And what's on the horizon with you show wise? You are a traveling comedian. You have shows coming up and all that. Like what?
I'm shooting something in November, either at the VU or the Fat Black. I want to just material, like a lot of it about Nikki and I. Like, I've just, people know it already. They're aware of her, so I have to put this, film this and then move forward. I'm getting bored a little bit of the same material.
Okay.
So it's time to shoot that.
Be done with it.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to re-sign at radio. We're up at the end of December.
Oh, wow.
So I may not re-sign, or they may not ask me to re-sign. It's not like they're begging. So we'll see what happens. I try to be realistic, and I've tried to prepare her. The spending is going to have to change for both of us.
That's okay. I have 3 pictures of 3 of his credit cards. There's always a way. And I don't spend crazy.
You don't spend crazy.
I don't go to
buying
Gucci.
like it's 20 this, 20 that. It's like no.
It's not crazy.
It's not crazy.
I've never bought a designer purse on Jim's credit.
Yes, because I wouldn't allow it.
Ever. Well, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't allow it.
Okay, and then
I told her I'll buy her one. Like outside Sirius XM, a lot of times there's like these African guys. There's a beautiful garbage bag laid out, and they have all of these nice.
I told him I wanted a pink Chanel, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll get you one from Canal Street." And I'm like, "No."
Why not? It looks the same.
It looks the same.
I deserve it.
Okay, good for
That's
you.
the attitude.
But that's the goal. Pink Chanel.
Yeah.
No Birkins. No nothing
I
like
don't
that.
really care about Birkins.
Okay.
I don't mind them.
But that's an unrealistic ask. A pink Chanel, if we hit a certain financial thing or something, like if we did a show and it got picked up, maybe I would.
Thank you.
Just so you know, those just appreciate in value.
They do. They do. And believe me, I've been told that before. as someone trying to get me to invest.
It's a very smart investment, a pink Chanel.
Pink Chanel.
Yes, they go up in price.
You have a black Chanel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it went up in price. I hear that a lot. Like it's more valuable than it was, so I'll get her one. But it's just but I have to stop spending $2,000 on kiss posters. So
I've been trying to figure out how I can make money, and there's something that's integrated in me that makes me feel like the only thing I'm good at is just I should be an OnlyFans because I'm saying that I'm going to do that, but it's been my only skill in life. Like I dropped out of school 3 times. My life has been a mess. I don't feel like people tell me, oh, you're funny and you're hilarious and you're good at things, but I don't feel that way. I really don't. And maybe sometimes I feel like I'm too far gone. I know that sounds terrible.
But you're not, though.
But
You're
mentally,
not.
it feels
You're not.
that way.
Yeah, that's just a
And
mental
It's
block.
an anxiety thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Anxiety. It's exactly a lack of faith. Yeah.
You need to just lean into being a hot, bad bitch.
Thank
yes.
Yeah, you have to wake up
But
in the morning and go,
I
I'm a
thought you
bad
already
bitch.
leaned in. I wasn't expecting that. I thought from your social media. So this bitch is rocking it.
So you
Thank
never know it,
you.
right?
Yeah, now you're here
Thanks.
all I'm nervous.
Well, I'm a
and
little
stuff.
hungover today. So
Okay.
I'm, emotional days. Changes, too, in my back country, my back home in Norway. My family is dying. Things are changing. And it's weird to watch it from a different country because you're out of it.
I wouldn't know what you mean, Israel. I would never. Really? To watch your homeland being bombed and what's that like? What's that like?
Yes.
And hungover, but not usually hungover.
I'm never hungover.
And Jim, you've been sober for about 1,000 years.
Since 87.
Since 87.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, since I was an 18-year-old lad.
Yeah.
Since I was -10.
Yeah, I had 10 years when she was born.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah. Jim's been amazing. You're an inspiration to people who are suffering it,
Or they look at me and go like, "What did you know? You only drank for a few." Like, you know what I mean? They also resent it too. Like they think because you stopped young.
Do you think I'm trying to humble myself? Like, oh, I don't do anything. I don't go anywhere. I'm this sweet girl. I'm not trying to fake humble myself. Because I am humble.
Huh?
But life has changed.
I'm humble. As she's singing first class, showing the pod. The pod. Here's the pod that we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't have to be humble. You should just be
Thank
you.
you.
But you should be confident is what you should be.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Like we talk sometimes, I'm like, people love you. Like it's hard to see sometimes when you're the person, but from outside we see people differently than they see themselves. And I look at how people respond to her and how they talk to me about her, and not things I ask them about, but they'll just say, hey, I was watching that thing, and things you never hear.
I guess I just expected that when we went public that we would have a huge or more of a gay following. And the gays, for whatever reason, they don't text me, they don't talk to me, they don't comment on my stuff ever. But it's always been that way. I don't know why it's like that
They don't
with me.
see you as gay. They see you as
They don't see me as a rainbow, and I don't know why. They never have. Even in Norway, they never have. I don't know why.
Well,
I've never been included.
Probably because you snatched up one of the hottest gay prospects.
Yeah, you took an eligible bachelor off the
I mean,
market.
kidding me? They all had their eye on me, hoping I'd switch.
Nikki, have you heard of a party in New York called Paul's Dolls?
No.
You know what a doll is, right?
A
What is it?
transsexual.
A doll is what the trans women call themselves.
Oh, okay.
Amongst each other. Am I correct?
You don't know that?
Yes, I know
So
that.
Oh,
there is a party that I should take you to.
He took me.
Okay.
It's at Paul's Casablanca downtown. It's called Paul's Dolls.
Okay.
And it's just a trans night.
I
And
love
It's
that.
like they have Amanda Lepore and Lennox. And it's like very
love
fun. They
that.
have good music. And
Come with
you
us.
would meet people.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's hard to move
Thank
to
you.
another country. I mean, full stop.
Yeah,
I
period.
think forget everything else. I think it's really difficult and it takes a long time.
It has been.
And I think that you're probably an inspiration to a lot of people.
That's
Thank
what
you
you
so
have to see
much.
yourself to let young people that are transitioning or doing their thing that there's a hope.
When I lived
you can
in
find a gym.
Canada, I,
No, Jim's a catch. He's
but it's-
funny. He's funny. He's doing well. He's easy to
I
work
think you just
with.
mean like from one unorthodox couple to like another unorthodox couple. Like
Yes.
there's a way to do it and be your own thing and do your own
and
way.
inspire
like,
other people.
well, I kind of had a hard time because when I lived in Canada, I did try to go to this LGBT convention, and there were 3, I would say, prettier girls there, and I knew that I was considering the people that were there, as far as passable goes, I was absolutely there. But they were laughing at me and making this laughing stock out of me, not trying to make friends, and it just made me feel weird. And ever since then, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be included around these people at all whatsoever. And I do feel like it's made me stay in my own lane type of person.
I've
First
tried
of all,
to get
that's
Regardless.
awful, but
Yeah.
I think that when people act like that, it has nothing to do with you.
Oh, it's pure jealousy.
It's just like they
Yeah.
feel like
Yes.
shit about themselves.
Right.
I know that, but I feel like a lot of I've met a lot of trans people, and I feel like it's really, for whatever reason, with me, it's hard to connect. I don't know why. I communicate better with men. I don't know why. My whole life I have.
Funny, I've had marvelous communications with trans people.
Yeah.
The bigger the microphone, the more I talk to it.
But I love trans people.
Oh my God, I can't. That clock, is it 4:36?
No,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
that late.
I'm
It's 2:57.
dyslexic,
We're
and
fine.
things like that can destroy me.
No, it's 2:57. We got to do this. We're good.
We're good. So we wrap up with with shows.
I just have a bunch of stuff, JimNorton.com, just a bunch of dates on sale. If people want to come see me, I love the act I'm doing. I usually am, not thrilled, but I like where I'm at material-wise very much. So I'm looking forward to shooting it too. But I'm happy.
Good. So Jim Norton at JimNorton.com.
Yeah, and Nikki and Jim NYC for like vlogs and stuff we do and little podcast episodes. And hopefully we'll have audio to go with it too to help it grow. Because right now it's just YouTube. I can't put audio on Spotify
Right.
because of my radio contract. So we're on YouTube just hoping people see it.
Yeah.
As opposed to an audio download
Yeah.
that will get them into listening regularly.
Yeah, put this into your feed because it's just fun and obviously we have a very high Jewish audience. When you're watching the war, it's nice to all of a sudden just out of nowhere see Nikki being Nikki and Jim being Jim and together. It's just a fun thing to watch. So you have tour dates coming up?
Yeah, there's a bunch. I got a bunch of cities.
Give us a few. Give 1 or 2, 3.
Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, Richmond, Virginia. I got Northampton, Massachusetts. I got Rhode Island, a bunch. I think I'm doing something in LA too, at Melrose Improv, Vegas, Utah coming up. I have a bunch of stuff.
Amazing.
Just trying to do anything.
Mind coming with you?
If you want, you never want to go to small cities. I asked her if she wants to come, and she's like, she never wants to come to those little cities.
Luckily, Leo books mine, so we don't end up in small cities.
That's good, yeah.
He's going somewhere where there's a Ritz-Carlton and a Four Seasons.
A gentleman's accommodation.
Exactly.
Good for you.
Exactly. So
That's
there's
the
no.
life.
My rider.
I love
It's in
that.
his rider.
You like a Ritz?
Yeah, I like
Ritz and a Four Seasons.
Yeah, good for you.
And near an Equinox.
Yeah.
I've never been to Equinox.
Yeah, you did. I had you a membership and you stopped going.
Oh, the gym?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant the hotel.
No, the gym.
Oh, I did have a 3-month membership at Equinox, but I don't know, because I feel like I go in the wardrobe, I can't really get naked, and since I can't, I'm like, why am I here? And if there's a mental, maybe I'm crazy, but I'm like, maybe this woman hasn't mentally signed up for me being here. So and also the shame of going in the shower and getting undressed there, I want to feel that type of way.
Oh, let's
Could've
work
just
this
come
out.
home.
I'm sorry, we're about to end, so don't go home and listen to me. I want you to learn a Yiddish expression. Are you ready? Kishin,
Kishin?
tuchas.
Huh?
Kishin, tuchas. Kishin is kiss,
Mm-hmm.
and tuchas is ass. Kiss my ass.
Okay, I love
So
that.
you go in that gym and you go into your locker room and take a nice schwitz, a nice steam. Get a nice steam and walk around
Balls
there.
hanging low.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I say go home, I mean you can only shower home if you want to. Like you don't have
No,
to even.
and I also felt like it was a meeting spot for people to fuck, to be quite honest, because there's these beautiful, handsome trainers, and I know this is a mingle spot, especially in New York.
That's
like I'm
true.
not gonna,
You're not wrong about
I'm
that.
not gonna pretend it's not, and I'm just
Aren't
like,
you gonna go get your workout
I don't know
in?
why it felt distasteful to me, but it did. I know I don't. I do yoga at home in the fireplace in front of me. Take a Benadryl or a Xanax.
Benadryl and yoga. Interesting.
I love that.
I before going to the gym, I take 2 hits of weed.
I love that.
I have one pre-rolled that, and it lasts me for 2 weeks sometimes.
Wow, really?
2
One
weeks,
pre-roll?
and that's it. That's all I
crazy.
do. Before a workout.
Wow.
Only on
That's
days I
healthy.
don't have a show at night. If I have a show at night, I don't even do those 2 hits.
Right.
And then I love my Equinox. I put my music in, and it's 2 hours of just I'm in my own world. I'm
Yeah.
going through my act out loud.
That's good.
Yeah.
You
So,
go to Equinox, or
so
you used to.
Yeah, I hate the gym, so I do exercise.
You just have the membership re-rolling with your ex.
No, I canceled it.
Oh, good.
Oh.
We have a gym in my building I should use more, but I exercise. I do go to a gym, so I kind of work out there, but it's not like a structured like muscle. You don't lift.
But you lost a lot of weight at one point.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look good?
No,
He's skinny.
Yeah.
I put weight back on.
It
and
used
I'm
to go like
losing it.
that.
I'm losing it again.
Now it's like straight line.
Yeah, I still got another 15 to lose.
Okay. We want to thank both of you for being
Thank you.
on the podcast. We want to also thank A&H Provisions, the best glatt kosher meats out there, period. Kosherdogs.net is their website. It's the best hot dogs you'll ever eat in your life.
On Uber Eats, I always order kosher food. I just feel like it's so organic.
But this is A&H. So remember A&H.
A&H,
Yep.
are they on Uber Eats?
No, but you can go to their website directly and put in Modi as code for your first order, and you'll get 30% off.
Wow.
Yes.
Kosher food.
Just think A&H. It's like the initials of your nickname for me.
A homo?
No, homo. Oh, you know what? A homo actually works. I stand corrected. You know
Oh
what?
my God,
That was
Seth! I'm
actually-
sorry that this is a part of your ad.
Homo was good. God, you got me.
Oh my God! And Whites and Luxembourg, the law firm that not only does well, they do good. Super philanthropic. Arthur Luxembourg, thank you very much for being a part of our podcast world. And everybody listening, I hope you're doing well. Make sure to laugh. The Pause for Laughter tour is on ModiLive.com for all of your tickets. Skokie, LA. St. Paul, Minnesota, the Beacon Theater. There might be tickets available still on the 17th. The 18th and 19th is sold out, thank God. And then we have Florida. We just added a show in Fort Lauderdale for the 16th of February, and then we're in March. We're going to be all the way in March, LA. Those tickets are going to sell fast, so get those right away. Everything on ModiLive.com. Be the friend that brings the friends to the comedy show. Don't just buy one ticket or two tickets, buy 6. By the time the show comes, your friends will be looking for you, and you'll be the hero that brought everyone to laughter. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank
you,
you guys.
guys.
This was fun.